County road funding is at the center of a new disagreement between the city of Madison and Dane County. And a local girl is showing off a talent not often seen in our neck of the woods. Plus, Karen Swanson is in with your first alert forecast coming up later. News 3 at 5:30 starts right now.
This is News 3 at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Keely Arthur. The city of Madison is disputing with Dane County officials on who should pay for project costs on county roads within city limits. News 3's Josh Spider has reaction from both sides.
Many drivers can probably agree Cottage Grove Road and Buckeye Road are in desperate need of repair. The city and county agree too, but not on who's expected to pay for it.
Part of this is just sort of a disagreement about when the road should be taken over and on kind of what timeline.
Dane County Supervisor Jeff Pirtle says 2 years of planning has gone into the project.
This is a road that needs to be not only repaired but upgraded, and that's an important part of this project. And I think the alders and the supervisors are in absolute agreement that this is a priority to get done. We just got to figure out some of the details.
According to Alder Denise DeMarb, Dane County believes Madison should pay a share of the project costs and agree to assume all future costs of maintenance and operations of Buckeye and Cottage Grove roads.
But over time, the cities usually take over those highways. They become responsible for them when they're inside the city limit.
Right now, Dane County is the fastest growing county in the state, which means more pressure on infrastructure here. Recently, the city requested a study be done on the use and regular costs of county highways within city limits, but the county rejected the proposal. Though Pirtle expects to sit down with the city sometime this week to negotiate a plan moving forward.
We do that with every project.
In a statement, Alder DeMarb said, quote, "I and other city officials recognize the importance and necessity of fixing both Cottage Grove Road and Buckeye Road. We will continue to press the county for a fair resolution of the dispute." Josh Brighter, WISC News 3.
Dane County officials say the state has not been a good partner in road construction, leaving more pressure on local governments. Now, there will be a public meeting about this project on July 11th. We're learning new information tonight about a deadly crash in Dane County. A 22-year-old New Glarus woman is dead after an accident early this morning. Around 7:30, the woman was driving on Peerless Road south of Ridge Drive near Belleville. Authorities say she veered off the road and crashed into a tree, dying at the scene. The medical examiner is withholding her name until the family is notified. The auto racing world is mourning today after a deadly crash in Beaver Dam Saturday. 41-year-old Jason Johnson died from injuries sustained from a crash during the Sprint Car World of Outlaws race. The crash was at the Beaver Dam Raceway last night. Johnson was in his 18th lap and racing for the lead when he crashed. The racer made headlines back in 2016 when he won the Knoxville Nationals and in 2015 when he was named the Outlaws Rookie of the Year. Switching to weather now, let's turn it over to Karen Swanson, who is in with our first alert forecast. Hi, Karen.
Hi there. A nice day all across the region. We do have a few showers and thunderstorms on the map, but most of those are off to our west tonight. Those are across Minnesota and Iowa. Just a few stray showers have tried to pop up across southern Wisconsin, but you can see just how spotty those are. Those chances will come to an end very quickly this evening. Temperatures right now are generally in the upper 70s to the 80s. Some much cooler temperatures over toward Lake Michigan. It's 80 degrees right now in Madison, 82 in Wisconsin Dells, and 82 degrees right now in Monroe. Our temperatures this evening will drop to the upper 60s. Any of those very spotty showers will come to an end with partly cloudy skies expected for the night. Temperatures will be down to 58 by early tomorrow with a high of 78. Looking for some partly sunny skies. Some shower and thunderstorm chances return later tomorrow night, and we are looking at the potential for some strong storms this week. We'll talk about when to expect those coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Karen. A new job training program in Racine is helping people get employed at Foxconn. The Racine Works program will teach people skills necessary to work at the technology plant. The program is receiving over $1 million in funding from several organizations, including the state's Department of Workforce Development. State figures show Racine currently has the highest unemployment rate in Wisconsin. In state news tonight, some Wisconsin schools will not be using gunshot detection sensors this fall, which is meant to get police to respond more quickly to a mass shooting. Now, the sensors are among various security upgrades schools are getting thanks to grant money. That funding was approved by lawmakers following the shooting in Parkland, Florida. The system is designed to alert police within seconds of shots being fired. It also activates surveillance cameras near the location, essentially live streaming the situation to authorities. Police in Minneapolis say a man is dead after an officer shooting in the state. Officers received 2 911 calls yesterday afternoon about a man in North Minneapolis firing a gun into the air. When officers chased down the suspect, one of the officers shot and killed that man. Police in Minneapolis are required to wear body cameras. That tape is now being investigated by the State Bureau of Crime Apprehension.
The BCA comes in and does their own investigation. We, of course, will cooperate with that 100%, but they will be the ones in charge of interviewing everybody, processing the scene, and doing the full entire investigation.
Protesters took to the streets of Minneapolis during the city's annual Pride Parade, protesting that shooting. The immigration issue has consumed Washington in recent days, and the White House isn't backing away from its crackdown on illegal immigration. CBS's Nikki Batiste reports.
Families are no longer being separated at the border, but President Trump is making it clear that his stance on immigration hasn't softened. On Sunday, the president added even more fuel to the political fire, saying non-citizens shouldn't have an automatic right to a hearing in the U.S. Mr. Trump tweeted, "We cannot allow all of these people to invade our country. When somebody comes in, we must immediately, with no judges or court cases, bring them back from where they came." In another tweet, the president said the country should adopt a merit-based immigration system.
Look, remember, they are not coming here illegally. They are coming here seeking asylum and protection.
The administration's zero-tolerance approach has left Congress further divided.
The American people made Donald Trump president, made Republicans the majority in the House and the Senate to build the border security wall, stop chain migration, end the sanctuary city policy, reform our asylum laws, get rid of the visa lottery, and then also deal with the DACA population.
Last week, the president told Republicans to forget about immigration reform until after the midterm elections. But GOP leaders spent the weekend putting a new bill together, and they're hoping to bring it to a vote sometime this week.
Nikki Batiste for WISC-TV News 3.
The Department of Health and Human Services says more than 2,000 minors are still in its custody. All of the 522 children who had been in the custody of the Customs and Border Protection were expected to be reunited with their families by tonight. Well, coming up next on News 3 at 5:30, a young girl is showing off a special type of dance not usually seen in the area. News 3 at 5:30. We'll be right back. New at 5:30, it's a sport you likely haven't heard of, but one that's gaining traction in the area. News 3's Madeline O'Neill introduces us to Highland Scottish dancing. Hi, Madeline.
Hey, Keely. Madison native Sarah Breckenridge O'Connor will be the first to tell you Highland dancing is not Irish river dance. Instead, it's a competitive dance for both men and women that's practiced around the world. O'Connor has started teaching it in the area, and one of her students is taking the spotlight.
Pretty cool getting to do stuff that other people can't do.
At 10 years old,
A bunch of medals here.
Morgan O'Connor is considered one of the best among her peers in the country.
This whole box is full of medals.
I am very proud. This is her mother, Sarah Breckenridge O'Connor. Morgan is following in her footsteps.
The jig is totally different.
As a Scottish Highland dancer,
It's really fun to do it, and it's not like the other things you do.
A lot of times people don't even know what it is. It's a high intensity, it's a lot of hops on the ball of your foot. It's the bagpipe music, they wear kilts. It's like a cross between a dance form and a sport.
the complex dance style keeps her on her toes, balancing all the pieces.
Thinking about your head position, thinking about pointing your toe, thinking about the timing.
But her mom/coach is always behind her.
Right, but you part of assemble, disassemble.
It is challenging, but I do get someone just right there who lives in the same house as me. So I think it's pretty cool that my mom teaches me.
Morgan has been competing since the age of 4 and is now one of 18 in the country in her age group to qualify for the upcoming national competition.
Oh, I was just over the moon. I couldn't stop smiling.
There's a reason for her success.
Okay, you ready?
The discipline of practicing an hour or two a day has laid the groundwork.
It's extremely worth it.
For this mom and daughter to set their goals high.
And the sky's the limit.
Sarah teaches the dance in a Madison school and community recreation class, and she's also planning a competition in Madison this October. Her daughter Morgan heads to the Scottish Highland Dance Nationals at the end of July, and in 2020, Madison will host that competition. Keely.
Thanks so much, Madeline. Well, there's no way to celebrate summer quite like a parade. And that's just what residents of Oregon did today to close out their Summerfest community-wide festival. Onlookers gathered on the village's main street to view the parade. Activities for Oregon's Summerfest include rides, fireworks, live music, and much more. To some attendees, Summerfest is not just an opportunity for fun, but also for family.
We look forward to it every year. This is our big, fun family weekend, right? Yeah. All my grandkids come.
Participants in the parade spanned from veterans to local businesses and marching bands. Funds raised from the festival will go to the Oregon Area Chamber of Commerce. Well, a few clouds in the sky, but no rain. Karin is next with your first alert forecast.
We've had a beautiful end to the weekend here across southern Wisconsin, seeing some of that nice sunshine and also some warm temperatures across the area as well. We have had some generally quiet weather today. The main showers and thunderstorms have been out across parts of Minnesota, Iowa, and also into the Dakotas. We've had just a few very spotty showers try and develop this afternoon, so you may be getting just a very brief shower if you see one of those at your house. But overall, most of the area has stayed dry this afternoon, and now any of those showers will come to an end pretty quickly as we head through this evening. In fact, our future radar over the next 3 hours shows that it was just very few spotty showers, but those will come to an end once we start to lose some of that daytime heating. So the severe weather threat for the rest of today into tonight stays well off to our west. That's where there is that marginal risk of a stronger storm. Tomorrow it heads farther in our direction, but still stays generally off to our southwest, perhaps just barely clipping the far southwestern part of Wisconsin, but a better chance of seeing some stronger storms will develop as we head through the day on Tuesday. There could be some of those early in the day and then redeveloping again in the afternoon and into the evening hours as an area of low pressure tracks right across the region. Here's our time lapse today from our Edgewater sky cam, and you can see some of the blue skies overhead, some clouds developing here and there, but overall some very nice weather. And with that, our temperatures today reached a high of 83 after a low of 61. Normals today are 80 degrees and 59. Right now in Madison, it's 80 degrees. Winds are east-southeasterly at 10 miles per hour. We do have some cooler temperatures over toward Lake Michigan. The rest of us in the upper 70s to the 80s, 84 degrees right now in Lone Rock. Here's what's happening across the rest of the region. We have some fairly uniform temperatures, anywhere from the 60s to the 80s generally. We are watching for a storm system to approach from the southwest, but for right now, high pressure influences our weather tonight and into tomorrow. That keeps things dry and quiet here across the state. Here comes that low pressure system. That's going to bring us those shower and thunderstorm chances by late tomorrow night and into the day on Tuesday. And it's during that time that you may see one of those stronger or severe thunderstorms. Tonight, 58 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Any of those showers this evening will come to an end pretty quickly. Then for tomorrow, 78 with some partly sunny skies, some breezy winds from the southeast. Here's your future track forecast. Looking at those showers falling apart early this evening, partly cloudy skies through the night. Those temperatures are down to the upper 50s to near 60 degrees by early tomorrow morning. We'll see a mixture of clouds and sunshine through the day. Tomorrow highs getting back into the 70s. And then here come some of those shower and thunderstorm chances arriving late tomorrow night and sticking around as we head through the day on Tuesday. As far as rainfall potential during that time, you may pick up about a ½ inch to about an inch and a half of rain. That's through Tuesday night into very early on Wednesday. So another round of some of that wet weather is possible as we head through that, especially late Monday night into Tuesday time frame. Beyond that, you can expect temperatures to be climbing, in fact, climbing in a big way. We are looking at some showers to come to an end early on Wednesday. Some shower and thunderstorm chances return, just slight chances Thursday night into Friday and Saturday. But look at those highs into the low 90s, some heat index values for next weekend, making it feel closer to 100 degrees at times. So it's going to be another scorcher.
Yeah. It's making up for last time almost, because I feel like it's been so cold, and then now it's like...
It's been kind of a big temperature swing this summer. You know, the last couple of days have been cooler than normal, with the exception of today, but the last stretch has had some cooler than normal temperatures.
And then it was really warm, so all over the place.
Yeah.
Thanks so much,
You're
Karen.
welcome.
Well, coming up next on News 3, Melissa King, American Family Insurance Championship, that's coming up.
Introduce
Well, welcome to University Ridge Golf Course, where we had picture-perfect conditions for the final day of the American Family Insurance Championship. And the leaderboard definitely helped, too. Very competitive, with Edgerton native and tournament host Steve Stricker and Madison's own Jerry Kelly in contention after day 2 yesterday. And they definitely made things really fun and interesting for the home crowd today. Checking out some of the highlights here. At one point down the stretch on the back 9, they were tied for first along with Colin Montgomery. Check out Stricker's approach shot there on 18, just beautiful, landing a few yards away from the hole. Had a chance to putt for birdie, but just missed it, had to settle for par, shooting a 65 today. Then Jerry Kelly on 18 as well here, trying to chip in the birdie too, just misses. He was definitely kicking himself for that one. You could definitely tell on his face. He was a little upset about that. Also settling for the par putt, Kelly also with a 65 on the day. The winner, though, beat Kelly by 1 stroke. Scott McCarron, who knew he was up against the hometown favorites, but what a great outing in this tournament for both of the Wisconsin natives. And all the support from this Wisconsin community meant the world to them.
We were in a great frame all day. You know, had a ton of family out, a bunch of Cooper's friends. You know, that's like family, too. My maturity level's more in line with them than most of the adults out there. So, I mean, it was really fun. It was fun chasing Streak again. You know, what a great round for him to post to bring us all along. So, you know, overall, I'm happy with the tournament.
This may be one of the best fields all year out here on the Champions Tour. So we're very fortunate. The word is out that we're doing some good things here, and obviously we're raising these monies for charities, and but to get the support from the community and the players alike. You know, if we don't have the players come, no one else is going to come out. So to have Freddie play well again, and Bernhard was up there, Colin Montgomery up there, Jerry and Scott McCarron, I mean, guys that have been playing great all year.
So look at the final leaderboard now. McCarron at the top there, whose wife is from Waukesha, by the way. He kept mentioning that over and over again so he could play into the home crowd just a little bit. Stricker finishing tied with Colin Montgomery and Fred Couples for 3rd place. Meanwhile, the Brewers sending Julie Chassin to the mound for the series finale against the Cardinals. And, you know, Chassin's been pitching pretty well this entire season. Brought back down to earth just a little bit today. Cardinals already up 1-0 in the first inning until Christian Yelich hitting home run number 10 of the season off of Luke Weaver, tying the game up at 1 apiece. 3 batters later, we've got Hernan Perez at the plate. He sends that one to shallow right field. RBI single scoring Ryan Braun. Brewers taking the 2-1 lead, but that's all they got tonight against the Cardinals. Chassin giving up 8 runs on 9 hits and 4 1/3 innings of work. Brewers lose 8-2 the final score. They have the day off tomorrow. Wrapping up our coverage now from the American Family Insurance Championship. Earlier this week, we brought you the story of former Wisconsin men's hockey broadcaster Paul Brown and his late wife Karen's battle with Alzheimer's. Now, Paul wanted to do something special this year at AmFam to raise money, but also education and awareness for the disease that took the life of his wife. There was something he came up with called Birdies to End Alzheimer's. So basically, donors would pledge a certain amount of money for every single birdie that was hit in the tournament. Checked with the organizers, 899 birdies hit this year, so obviously raising a lot of money and awareness for Alzheimer's, and that's kind of the spirit of this entire tournament, raising money while watching some good golf. Carnes in with a final check of the forecast next. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Michelle Carolla. Tonight on the news at 9, summer's here, which means it is time to hit the pool. Some things to keep in mind to keep your children safe. That's first on Fox at 9.
You may see just a stray shower early this evening, then those fall apart, and we're looking for some partly cloudy skies for the rest of the night. Temperatures are down to the upper 50s by early tomorrow morning, and then we'll have highs tomorrow make it their way back into the 70s. Very warm by later this week, some highs in the low 90s.
Looks good. Thanks for watching. We'll see you at 10. Tweets.